Hey guys, this is your host Nitin Binhani, and a very warm welcome to my startup podcast channel Jazair Audio, where we share real stories with real learnings.
In today's episode, we will cover the downfall of Mainstreet Marketplace, a cautionary tale from the sneaker resale world that was once flush with hype, immense capital, and celebrity endorsements, until it wasn't. Backed by marquee angel investors with $2 million funding, Mainstreet had all the makings of a millennial founder's dream. Today, its flagship deli store is shut, its warehouse is empty with only one employee left, customers are angry, and resellers are owed lakhs of rupees. So, what really went wrong? Let's cover the story into 4 parts, followed by the lessons for the founders. Part 1. The Rise. Mainstreet Marketplace began as a YouTube channel run by a sneaker-obsessed teenager, Vedant Lamba, in 2017. By 2023, it had evolved into a brand synonymous with India's streetwear enthusiasts. The startup rode the wave of sneaker mania, capitalizing on scarcity, cultural cachet, and resale economics. Lamba tapped into the hype drop culture, where demand outpaced supply, exclusivity defined value, and consumers didn't blink before paying up rupees 30,000 or $350 on limited edition Jordans. That buzz immediately caught investors' attention. Mainstreet even secured a $2 million round from marquee backers like Zerodha founders Nikhil Kamath and Nitin Kamath, Cred founder Kunal Shah, Eternal's CEO Deepinder Goyal, Udayan co-founders Sujit Kumar, Spotify India MD Amarjit Singh Batra, singer Badshah, and comedian Tanmay Bhatt. The strategy was to scale fast, go big on offline retail, and ultimately dominate the sneaker reselling market in Asia. In true startup fashion, the idea was to quickly burn cash to capture market share. Yet beneath the hype, cracks were already forming. Part 2. High cash burn and costly mistakes. Post-funding, Mainstreet quickly went into overdrive. It splurged huge cash on celebrity-driven marketing spend, participated in food and music carnival Zomaland 2024, and boasted a 5,000 sneaker showcase, claiming to be the largest sneaker marketplace in Asia. However, most of those sneakers belonged to resellers, many of whom weren't paid on time. Mainstreet followed a just-in-time inventory model. Once a customer placed an order, it hunted down resellers with matching products and paid them only after delivery. The internal expenses were just as alarming. According to insiders, employees were paid huge salaries. Warehouse staff were paid rupees 50,000 or $580 per month, which was way above the industry norms of rupees 15,000 or $175. Fresh graduates were paid rupees 100,000 or $1,160 to rupees 300,000 or $3,500 per month, something that was unheard of. All IT products, including printers, were rented for over a year, ultimately paying up more than twice its market price. Essentially, the startup operated like it had a ever-flowing bank account, except it didn't. Part 3. The collapse began. When cash flow dried up with no follow-on funding forthcoming, the inventory system collapsed. Resellers began complaining about delayed payments, at times for months. A reseller, Muted Aurora of Sneakwear, claimed that if he was owed for 10 orders, Mainstreet would now only pay for 7, leaving 3 hanging. Other resellers too reported dues ranging from rupees 300,000 or $3,500 to rupees 2.5 million or over $29,000. As a result, many resellers simply walked away, thereby cutting off the supply chain entirely. With no products to ship and no money to refund, customer dissatisfaction and complaints spiked. Orders placed with a promised 7 to 11 days delivery window were delayed by weeks or even months, or were never delivered. Customers began flooding forums like Reddit with complaints. They were given generic responses, no tracking details, and no refunds, with only the option being for store credit or opt for alternate items. One customer, frustrated by the delay, messaged founder Vedant directly on Instagram. The result? He was immediately blocked. Another customer was told that cancellations were not allowed and the orders might arrive in a few months. Former employees admitted that the company gave customers false hope for months, knowing that many products would never be delivered. A visit to their Delhi warehouse painted a grim picture: zero inventory, only one employee, and empty racks that once overflowed with orders. Operations had been quietly consolidated to Mumbai, while promises of reopening in Delhi were vague at best. The fallout? Angry consumers, bad press, and a decaying brand image that no influencer could salvage. Part 4. Last-ditch effort, i.e., the studio pivot. Mainstreet wasn't failing in isolation. The global sneaker resale market was also cooling off. In US, the sales of lifestyle sneakers had dropped 5.8% after inflation adjustment. Scarcity, once the fuel for resale hype, was now replaced by mass availability from Nike and Adidas. Even platforms like Culture Circle and Soul Search started experiencing consumer distrust over counterfeits. In India, what was once a goldmine of margin and hype became a risky, saturated space. Faced with the dwindling sales and trust deficits, Mainstreet made a last-ditch pivot. Founder Vedant announced a new vertical, Mainstreet Studios, that began producing content for other brands. He later claimed that the revenue from this studio business was helping settle seller dues and clear customer backlogs. However, insiders shared that many customers, including those who ordered months before April, were still waiting. Subsequently, collectibles category was also added to the website, including plush toys and blind boxes, but it never worked. Also, a venture into used apparel was quietly shelved after failing to scale. Lamba himself admitted the year had been emotionally exhausting. Mainstreet had lost the confidence of its core users, sellers, and even investors. Finally, lessons for the founders. Here are the 5 brutally honest takeaways from the rise and fall of Mainstreet. 1. Hype isn't a business model. Building a brand around culture is great, but it must be backed by solid unit economics, disciplined execution, and most importantly, sustainable cash flow. 2. Don't burn cash when you can't earn. Lavish salaries, unnecessary expenditures, and over-the-top marketing may get you attention, but they'll also bankrupt you faster than competitors will. 3. Trust is fragile, never break it. Blocking customers on social media, delaying refunds, and dodging accountability destroys years of goodwill in days. Always over-communicate with all stakeholders, especially when things go south. 4. The just-in-time model is risky. In emerging markets, operational models relying on instant liquidity from users while delaying payments to suppliers are a ticking time bomb. Hence, pay your vendors on time. 5. Pivots require planning, not a panic afterthought. Studios, collectibles, used fashion, these may be the right future moves, but without a clear roadmap, they risk being viewed as distractions, not solutions. Mainstreet's downfall isn't just a story about a sneaker reseller. It's a story about misplaced priorities, unchecked hype, huge cash burn, and operational blind spots that founders must be wary of. Folks, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Join us next time as we continue exploring the dynamic world of startups and the valuable lessons from their journeys.